Woohoo! Hey, it's late in the day. This is John Sylvain, and I am here for the John Sylvain Show. Today, talking about getting more done. If you watched yesterday's Facecast, you saw that I was talking about a fantastic interview that Cal Newport did on Zack Arnold's podcast, Optimize Yourself, which is a new podcast that it's not new, it's newish, but it's new to me. And one of the things that Cal was talking about is he's talking about deep work, basically doing things in the knowledge economy that only you can do, doing the creative, original thinking, doing the stuff that nobody else can do. And what he means by that is really creating things, inventing things, writing things, coding is he's talking, he's a computer scientist, but Zack Arnold is an editor, and this is really for creating things, for writing things, for doing the work that only you can do, not the work that everybody can do, which is like, looking at the news or looking at Facebook or doing things like that. And Cal Newport's main point in his new book, Deep Work, is that in the knowledge economy, the most valuable skill is the ability to focus. And at the same time, we're living in a world it's a distraction economy. I mean, it's a knowledge economy, but it's a distraction economy, and the smartest people and the smartest things, both carbon and silicon based, and billions and trillions of dollars and a huge amount of energy is being bombarded into devices that are trying to distract you. And distraction is the enemy of focus. It turns out that even just, checking your email for a second, or checking Twitter or Facebook or YouTube or Instagram or Snapchat or Twitter or texts or whatever, all these things that are vying for your attention, going after your caveman toddler brain, every time you look at something else and get away from what you're focusing on, it basically reduces your cognitive ability. And in order to get back into focusing, it takes about 20 minutes. And since we check our phones on average every 12 minutes, we are now constantly in a state of blah, 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 which is why it's so valuable to be able to focus. So how do you develop the ability to focus? Now, what he points out is that focusing is not a habit. It's a skill. What that means is focusing is not something you can just start doing and spending time, like exercising, right? It's sort of like analogous to exercising. Having an exercise habit is something where you carve out time and you do it every day. The skill is in like swimming or bouncing a basketball or something like that, where at first, because it's a skill, you're not going to be very good at it. You're not going to be very good at playing the piano when you first start, and it's going to be frustrating. So you have to be aware of that. And so what you have to do is embrace boredom, because working on one thing for a long time can be boring. There's not a lot of stimulation sometimes. And we are now really, as a culture, completely addicted to stimulation. Boredom is bad. And this echoes what Manoush Zomorodi from Reply All found in her new book, Bored and Brilliant. I have the link in the YouTube notes, or wherever you see this, you're going to see the link to her TED Talk where she covers all of this stuff. And basically what happens when you're bored is your mind gets activated and you start making different connections. And we're not allowing ourselves to be bored anymore because we have those amazing devices in our pockets, and we go, oh, I've got a little bit of downtime here waiting around. I'm thinking I'm going to check Facebook. I think I'm going to play Words with Friends. I think I'm going to play Two Dots. I'm thinking I'm going to do Candy Crush. I think I'm going to see what's new on Twitter. I think I might watch a TV show. I think blah, blah, blah. I can do anything. I can do anything except be with myself. So what I urge you to do is try practicing boredom and try and set aside time to do the deep work that you want to do. Write that book. Invent a better mousetrap, whatever it is you want to do. And even if when you go to work, it doesn't have to be a personal thing. If you go to work, try and carve out time, more than a half hour, where you're not distracted. He pointed out that it's crazy. It's like antithetical to exactly what they want us to do as knowledge workers, in offices, these open plans where everybody just walks up and sends you an email and you don't respond to it and then walks up and you get my email. It's like, I'm trying to do what you wanted me to do, boss. I'm focusing on a task. And the only way I can get it done in an efficient way, the way I can get it done and leave here and have a life, is if I don't get distracted. So the thing to do is to every day take 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, and then just do nothing with no distractions and allow yourself to be bored. See what happens. Put away your phone for an hour. And put away all the screens for an hour. Maybe do nothing. Go for a walk with no other distractions and see what happens. So develop that muscle. You also, in order to do deep work, you have to get enough sleep, you have to meditate, you have to exercise, you have to take care of your brain. Okay, so that's enough. And so don't let anything distract you. Turn off all those notifications except this one, the one that's coming up right here that says subscribe, because you're going to now subscribe. Subscribe to my channel. It's all good stuff. It's all pure good stuff. Bye. See ya later.